Today's video is super different. We're outside in my garden and I'm showing you guys pretty much what I do for my burnout. A little bit different from talking to you about the tools that I use. I'm going to show you today me in the garden, how it's going to flow. So drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to this channel. We're talking about everything mental health, burnout, anxiety, and also just how to live a better life in fulfillment for high achieving people. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. So one of the hobbies that I've gotten into to help me with my burnout, my stress, has been gardening. And today I am de-weeding the garden. It has a lot of weeds in it. It's not a fun process, but it is something that I mindfully just focus on, and it helps me to stay out of my head, all the thoughts that are going on. So I'll show you the garden, what it looks like currently. I did de-weed it a little bit already, but yeah, there's a lot more work to be done. So I gotta get all this up and out, cleaned up, except for this, because it's my oregano. It's still flourishing. It comes back every year, so I love it. Alright, this is what I got. Day one of de-weeding the place. Not too bad. Right. Day one, I've taken out the weeds. I still have cabbage from the winter that I put down, collard greens. So we're leaving those babies in for now. But not bad. Tomorrow I'll come back and do some more. Still gotta do this. And then it's crazy how weeds can really take over. I don't know how all this happened, but I gotta do that. And then I'll start planting some seeds in here. Still got my spring onions. And my fig tree, who I had to cut her down. Actually, it's a him. No, let me stop lying to y'all. His name is Franklin, you know, Big Money Franklin. But he is starting to come back alive. Getting ready to clean up the garden for part 2. Going to wet the beds and put soil in there. And that's probably gonna be it for today. But we got flowers, got the soil, got some plants ready to go down, and my cabbage, you can see my cabbage is still doing pretty good. So we're gonna get her right, and then put down the new seeds and some flowers and some herbs that I bought. I'll tell you what I got from the store later. Tilting the soil. We need the garbage bag. Here, got the basil, catnip, and put down the actual seeds of cilantro and parsley. Nice little planter box. So this is the not so fun part about gardening, but it's all worth it, where you gotta tilt the soil. So wet in the soil, the water. Then we gotta scoop all the old soil mixed with the new soil before we even put in the coffee grounds, fertilizer. Try to get as wet as possible, but it takes some effort. And this is just the planter box, so I can move the cabbage over here, because I'm gonna need that space for the okra and everything else that we're planting. And I have some flower and vegetable all-purpose to feed, to get an abundant harvest. So I'm gonna throw these in here. I'll just do like a little handful, because the planter box is not that big. But just so the soil gets some nutrients, and have some coffee grounds. Mom's been saving these. So we try to use as much natural resources as possible. And it's nice too, because you don't have to purchase this. Like the coffee grounds already purchased. You don't have to buy, you don't always have to buy your own fertilizer. You know, Mother Nature makes a lot. So this is cool. So we have this. Before, in the past, I've made my own compost, but this year I just didn't really do it. Technically, you could mix the coffee grounds with like some leaves as well. So yeah. Got Mom doing the callaloo. get the good Gaia plant. We got 2 of them. Move the oregano from the beds to its own pot, because this comes back every year. So always love that. But it's time to give it its own pot because we got some bigger plants we putting down. Got a little toad in mom's shoe. Look at the spirit animals all around. Watering our new babies that we just put down the other day. Oh, it's so pretty. Love the colors. So today is day 2 of putting the garden all together. We are putting down the tarp today, putting holes inside the tarp, and then putting the seeds down, or the plants down that we have. We have some broccoli that's going to go into the ground, okra, callaloo. Trying to think what else we have. It's a lot of stuff. Some watermelon seeds that I have from last year that I'm going to plant and just see what happens. When I garden, it's a lot of trial and error. I can't say I have a full science yet down to it, but that's part of the fun for me. Because, like I said, this is more for me about my mental health, like connecting with the earth, connecting with my ancestors, touching some soil. And it really helps with my burnout. I started doing this 2020 gardening, and it's really just helped me. So it's nice to have a hobby to help you with burnout. I'd love to hear, drop in the comments, what's your hobby that you do for when you're not feeling good or for your burnout. So now that the tarp is down, putting down rocks, just so it doesn't come up. We also my dad put down some nails, the best as we could. But just so when it's windy, it doesn't come up. So we got some bricks and wood. Literally took whatever we had around the house, so it wasn't anything that we bought, which is pretty cool. Just reusing things. This is bed 1, how it fully looks. And then I'm gonna put the holes down, and then we're done. It's the other side of the garden. It brings me so much peace. And when I start seeing the lizards, toads, butterflies, it makes me feel good inside. Okay, the garden is done. Putting the plants in. It's the orange bell pepper over there. Mostly everything was seeds that I put down. Over here is cucumber and tomato. And then for the planter boxes, got catnip, basil. This was the collard greens that I pulled up from the raised bed and I put in here. And I still gotta add some stuff into these pots. They don't have anything yet, but this has red onion and spring onion in there. And this bad boy that I call Franklin comes back every year. That's my fig tree. I'm always excited, happy to see that he is blooming. So all in all, not bad. Took me a little bit longer than expected today. Not gonna lie, my back is definitely hurting. I think this is the most extent that I've moved my body since the car accident from last year. So I'm feeling it. But I am proud that got it done. There's probably a couple more plants I'm gonna add. I'm gonna see, because I still have more space. I have more space than I thought I would because I did a lot in the planter boxes. So that saved me a lot. We put in work. But yeah, I'm always grateful for the process because it makes me feel really connected to my ancestors. Just to think that, I have the perfect conditions today. Like, weather is really nice. It's not too hot. In South America where it is crazy hot, especially in Guyana where it's like between 75 to 90 degrees, and to know like they were planting things in the hot heat weather, I just give immense gratitude because I could stop, I could come back. They didn't always have that privilege, so it's a blessing for me to be able to take this time, and that's why I say it's like me connecting with them. But it also just gets me out of my head. I'm putting my hands into the dirt. I'm feeling the soil. I like to do a lot with no gloves most of the time. And yeah, although it's a tiring feeling, it's also a satisfaction feeling. This is something that I wanted to do. I was productive today, but in a way that fulfills my soul. And the best part for me after this is seeing how the seeds grow. I learn a lot of lessons when I'm in the garden, uh, and sometimes some of the seeds I plant, they don't grow, and that's life. There's a lot of things, a lot of ideas that we might have, a lot of thoughts we have that don't come to fruition, and sometimes it just means that this season it wasn't meant for them to grow. And these are things that I've learned just from watching my garden, and so I take those lessons into my own life, and I'm grateful for it. So I'll keep you guys, let me know in the comments if you want to know how the garden continues to grow, what it does, what actually comes to harvest and what doesn't. um, yeah, it's really dope for my mental health. So let me know if you like this type of content from me. It's a little bit different from what I normally do. So in addition to doing qigong, this is what I like to do. Just slow down, be in the garden, be present. I actually see a yellow butterfly flying past me right now. And this is what I do. This is what helps me keep going. It gives me a little bit of a energy boost. So if you like this content, subscribe. Make sure you comment below. Comment the word garden so I know that you watched it. And if you are not subscribed to my Qigong community, drop the link will be below. Make sure that you sign up. We meet every Thursday to just move, heal, and breathe together as a collective. All right, family. Peace.